Mic'd up.
What is that? Herb Albert and the Tijuana Brass? Oh, nice. Anyway.
That is Brass Bonanza, the goal song for the Binghamton Whalers Hockey Club that I used to work for.
Oh boy, God, I love it. I don't dislike it. I actually think we should make it our.
Okay, I have no problem with that. I kind of love it. So what do I know?
Well, thank you, everybody. Welcome back to Yankees Coast to Coast. Michael Miller, and that's Adam Schneider over there, just to confuse matters. But unfortunately, we did not win tonight. I am at a disadvantage. I don't like watching games on Prime because, again, I find it very hard to move forward and back the way I like to when I watch baseball. So I decided just to, follow on game day and just keep up to what was going on. And I have to say, I probably
do you want me to send you a link to a site where you can watch every single game for every single sport in the way that you want to watch it? And then if you don't like the game that's on Prime, you could actually watch the game on a visitor site without it being kicked out.
Is this, and how would I have to pay for all of this wonderfulness?
This is actually free and legal.
Wow.
I'll send you the link.
Free and legal are not usually 4 and 5 letter words I know too well. That's
nope.
Good.
Nope. I will send you the link. It is a website. It has every sporting event in the world.
Wow. Even like, curling.
Curling in Canada. Yes. If it is being broadcast on television someplace.
Here's my curling thing.
That's not the kind of curling. By the way, my wife wants to take a curling class.
Oh, so great. That'll be good. She'll be chucking you down the ice.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to do anything because it involves sweeping, and that's against my religion.
No, slob you are.
So anyway, let's talk about our friendly neighborhood. We can't get any hits since the 4th inning and got 3 walks. New York Yankees.
It's hard to imagine that this is the offense that they think is so good. They love this team. They love this offense. They think it's just, everything that they want. They felt like it was. This is that great top of the league #1 offense in Major League Baseball from 2000.
Well, it is. Wait. It is the #1 scoring offense. It was last year.
I don't care.
But it's not.
You said it 1,000 times.
Thank you.
The Yankees win 10-1 and lose 2-1 the next day.
Or 3-2.
It doesn't matter if you can't turn on a diversified plan of attack against a different guy every night. I'm not saying it has to be insanely different every night, but you need to be able to push buttons.
Oh my God! It's like looking in the mirror.
Yeah.
It's like looking in the mirror listening to you tonight.
Well, we've been talking about this for so many years. And
the lack of diversified offense is just ridiculous. It's, they did win some games earlier in the season without hitting homers, but, it's insane.
It felt like a playoff game against a lousy team.
Right. They're not going to, against good pitching, you just can't have an offense that's not contact driven. Look at the Blue Jays. They're struggling right now because they're striking out. Mm-hmm. And that's the bottom. Look at the Marlins right now. They're not struggling. Yes, they lost 2 of 3 of the Yankees, but they're not struggling offensively because they make contact. Yeah. And they're a big pain in the butt to play. And so the good news for the Yankees, you ready? So the Yankees had an on-base percentage over 300 today as a team, which is very good for a team on-base percentage because they had 4 hits and 7 walks. So that gave them 11. Well, no, it was 11 for 36. I'm sorry. So they were just about 300 as far as their on-base percentage today.
So you got to be happy with that.
But out of their 27 outs, really 26 because there was a double play against them, 15 strikeouts. 15 strikeouts
in a 9-inning game.
against a team that threw a 6'5", 290-pound guy that the Yankees said bye-bye to because he was on Scranton Wilkes-Barre last year and has not pitched in the majors since 2024, who got saved today.
Cuner, what was his name?
Cunell.
Cunell?
Yep.
Yeah. And I didn't think he did anything particularly well. I mean, those last three pitches to McMahon were a joke. All three of them were out of the zone, or I think at least the last two.
Well, what did you expect?
You know, it's like the minute he does a good job holding off and getting to 3-0, just what they need there. And then you've got Judge 2 bats away. Get on base. All you cared about right there. And he couldn't do it.
Listen, and I wrote this to you guys in our text string with Uncle Dan Kramer, Old Man Joe, and not as old man Frankie. What came to bite them on the ass in the ninth inning that they didn't have that they could bring in?
A lefty.
Anybody off the bench. And why do they have nobody on the bench? Because they've got a guy who doesn't play, and he's sitting in the bullpen, wasting a roster spot.
And why doesn't he play? That's the question.
Well, got to give the guy credit. He's warmed up 4 out of the last 5 games.
He's ready. He's ready.
He's ready. He's doing what he's got to do. He's ready.
This was hard to watch. Like I said, I'm glad I didn't. At least I had it digitally, and when you see it, you kind of know what you feel the pain. You know, every time they get going, they strike out. I don't know what's going on. Again, it bothers me because Rice should not strike out as much as he does. He seems to get fooled on stuff. He seems to get he always goes down looking at least 1 or 2 times a game when he does strike out. It's like he's waiting. And I would like to see these guys a little bit more aggressive. I mean, I want guys like Grisham to walk. I'd like the bottom of the zone of the order to walk. I'd like to see the guys like I'd like to see Belly, Grisham, and I'm okay with Grisham. I'd like to see Belly, Judge, and Rice. You know, swing at the first damn pitch.
Well, in the first inning, if you noticed, Grisham went early in the count of the fastball. Judge swung at the first pitch, got a hit, and Bellinger swung at the second pitch because it was 1-0. Oh no, it was swung at the first pitch also and got a bloop to left field. And the Yankees all of a sudden had first and third and a 1-0 lead.
There's your win. That's how they lost. They should have gotten 4 or 5 runs that inning.
Well, guess what happened after the first 3 guys got on base with singles? Rice struck out, Stanton struck out. Jazz walked, loaded the bases, and Escaro walked, knocked in. That's it, and that's the end of the scoring for the Yankees in the first inning.
You're right.
And their last hit was in the 4th inning, and that's it. The only guys to get on base after the 4th inning were our friends Grisham with 2 walks and Judge with a walk.
Yeah, it's just a problem. And this is that thing. I had a scenario with you where you've got Bednar, who pitched a lot, and has been pitching a good amount, and then you have a close game, and so now you have what's going to happen tomorrow. So they went through Bednar.
Oh yeah, why don't they have another pitcher that's useful in the bullpen? Oh yeah, because they have a guy they won't use. Again, he bites them on the ass offensively for the last 2 games, and he bites them on the ass pitching wise tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because if you look at today's box score, if I can bring it up, you ready? Here's the pitches thrown for the Yankees. Sorry, I have to read.
85.
Well, 85 for our friend Warren, 17 for Hill. Duvall only threw 12. Hedrick, who threw 2 days in a row now, so he's not pitching tomorrow, even if he threw 1 pitch, 14. And Bednar threw 21. He's not pitching tomorrow because he pitched 2 days in a row also.
This is it.
So tomorrow, all they've got in the bullpen tomorrow are Yarborough, Cruz, Duvall.
Well, yeah.
And Wenquist.
And Bird.
Oh, and Bird. That's right. But Bird threw tons of pitches yesterday.
Yeah. So
Bird,
he'll be ready. They'll use him. He'll be their closer tomorrow if they need him.
Yeah.
So, or
Well,
Duvall will
no,
be
in the
there.
Yankees, Duvall had a good outing. They'll use him as the
Do they
closer.
have a day game tomorrow, or is it a
Yeah,
night?
it's a 10:30 game tomorrow. Well, 1:30 game tomorrow.
Good, because the weather's been so
It
crappy.
was 34 degrees. 34 degrees to start the game.
And and I gotta tell you, Jazz, sign in Miami, sign somewhere else, man. When you're ready, or ask for a trade now. Say you're really tired of being this cold. You're tired of wearing the cowl on your head all the time. Just say, Brian, Cash, send me to Arizona, man. I'd love it. Just send me to Arizona, and then we can have a little hope around here.
He had a no contact day, as did Rice.
Yeah.
Jazz went 0 for 2 with 2 walks and 2 Ks.
Yeah, that's our 50-50 man. He's going to be 50 strikeouts and 50. He'll be
No,
50
I think
strikeouts and
was it Frankie or Kramer said it
50
yesterday?
total bases.
50 Kramer or Frankie who said it yesterday. He's going to hit 50 lost challenges before he hits 50 anything else. I
Very
forgot
good.
which one of them said it yesterday. It
That
was
was a
either Frankie
Kramer. That was
or
Kramer.
Kramer, but it was a very funny joke.
All right, so I'm going to go finish. But listen, I don't think we had a lot of good stuff to talk about tonight.
Well, I'd like to talk about. We can talk quickly about tomorrow, and we can talk about the lineup tomorrow, right? All right. So tomorrow they're seeing a lefty. They're seeing Springs tomorrow. So
we'll see Goldie.
obviously Rice is
Goldie
going
will
to
lead
sit.
off.
Rice is going to sit, and Goldie will bat leadoff.
Yeah.
No, he won't bat leadoff. Well, unless it depends on who they sit. Will they sit? Will they sit? I wouldn't sit Grisham. He went 1 for 2 with 2 walks. I wouldn't sit Grisham tomorrow.
Yeah, but they will. They will. They always do. So be ready. Tomorrow's the day.
So yeah, and then the other thing is obviously Caballero's playing, right? It's a lefty pitcher. Are they going to sit McMahon, or do they dare sit Jazz?
Well, after that beautiful at bat tonight, the last two
He did make a really nice play to save a run
at shortstop,
at second base. I'm talking about Jazz.
Oh, Jazz! Yeah, I heard it was beautiful. I didn't see it.
It was a great play. But you know what? I have news for you. McMahon, other than the first batter of the game who hit a grounder to him, he looked very solid out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, he looked solid, and Rice saved him on that one. Rice made a great scoop on that play. Mm-hmm. Of course, Rice booted what should have been a relatively routine hard ground ball to him later in the game, but didn't cost the Yankees anything. So the Yankees are seeing the lefties Thursday and Friday, because Friday, Steven Matz is scheduled to pitch for Tampa on Friday.
Oh, that's going to be interesting.
So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Wells is definitely back in the lineup tomorrow. Ascara is a lefty, so you don't necessarily need to see him in the lineup, even though, 0 for 3 with a walk, RBI, and, of course, a whiff. The only guy, everybody whiffed in the lineup. Not a single guy didn't whiff in the lineup today.
Oh, everyone went down.
Everybody, Grisham, Judge, Bellinger, Stanton, Ascara each had 1. 2 for McMahon, Rosario, and Jazz, and 4 for Rice. So the Yankees are going to see 2 lefties in a row. One thing I will say is on Friday, Heel is pitching. Mm-hmm. So that means they're going to do something on the roster. Are they going to give Wenquist back to St. Louis? I mean, I can't see why he's on the team. At this point in time, there is no reason for him to be on the team. Send him back to St. Louis.
They may send Weathers down?
No, they need a 5th starter.
No, they let Yarbrough. They like Yarbrough.
Weathers does have options, but then what are they going to do? They're playing 13 straight days, right? So this is day 2.
Oh, my God.
Well, no, but I mean, they need, for this 13-game stretch, they need a 5th starter twice.
Yeah.
So what do? They're going to have a 5th starter. Weathers is such a problem. I mean, not Weathers. Sorry, Wenquist is such a problem for the roster because you're playing handicap.
What's it cost? $50,000?
50 or 100. I think it's 50 or 100,000 to send them back.
I mean, send them back. So what?
I think you pay 100 and get 50 back. I don't know. Ask Kramer what.
They make that in chicken ice cream every night.
Listen, when you're with Kramer on Friday, I'm sure he'll know the rule. He'll be able to tell you, but I can't begin to tell you. The other thing that I wanted to say today is no batter. I don't care who the batter is. I don't think a batter on the Yankees should be allowed to do a challenge while they're at bat until the 6th or 7th inning with extreme limited circumstances, and they need to be coached as what those circumstances are. Because the only ones they lose are the ones that are batters. That's the way it goes. And late in the game, the catchers lose a couple because they're just using them up.
I'm
But
interested to how few the
the
times
batters should
the
not be
pitchers,
using these challenges.
they really don't seem to like the pitchers doing it. They don't seem to do
No,
it.
the pitchers don't do it. Only Fried has done it as a Yankee pitcher.
Yeah.
Nobody else has. I'm sure when Cole comes back, he'll do it because he's Cole. But there's no way that the challenges should ever be done by anybody except
And then I want to bring one last thing up before I go.
Yeah.
What's the, you know, why are the Yankees beating up these umpires? It's
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Blake got tossed.
I'm like, what are you doing?
All right. So
you have a mechanism.
It was ridiculous. First of all, he deserved to get tossed, just so you know.
Oh.
Okay. But the Yankees had not done any challenges yet. And Escara's catching, and he didn't challenge it. By the way, the pitch that he got taught, that he screamed, obviously wasn't the first time he yelled out, but the pitch that he yelled out on that he got tossed was not a strike. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a strike, and Escara didn't challenge. There is absolutely no reason in the world, while your team has any challenges and they're on defense, or even offense, I guess the batter should be able to do it. There's no reason in the world for a manager or a coach to get tossed when a team has challenges, because even if you say the batter and the pitcher don't have the best views and the catcher's got the best view, certainly the dugout does not have a view that's even close to what
up and down,
yeah. And the pitch was borderline up, but it was inside. The one that Blake got tossed. Maybe the runner on second base should get tossed because he has a decent view as well. But there is no way in the world that Blake should be getting tossed on that. It just is ridiculous. I don't think it cost him anything. The A's announcers had a lot of fun because they relived the entire Aaron Boone getting tossed while he was picking his nails.
Yeah, and it goes
that happened in Oakland. That happened in Oakland.
That's great. And now
they replayed all of that. That was a lot of fun.
My problem on all of this is that it's with all the arguing, when you don't have a mechanism. The reason why arguing was always something that you'd sort of have to expect was because
you're getting the next call.
The decision is final. And if it's a bad call, you lose. Mm-hmm. So you need to get them to, one, stop stinking. That's one.
Well, I don't think they stink. I don't think they stink. When a guy's missing a 95 mile an hour or 98 mile an hour fastball or a breaking ball that's got 18 inches of break on it, and he's missing it by less than an inch.
Yeah.
You know what? I could live with that. The guy today missed everything that he missed. Was the ball, if it was a ball he called a strike, the ball was partially out of the zone. And then there was one pitch that was a strike, that was a ball, and it was 1.1 inches out of the zone. I can live with that. It's when the guy was missing, the guy missed a 3-inch pitch. CB Buckner missed a pitch 3 inches away.
CB Buckner needs cataract surgery.
Well, I don't think there was one guy that the Yankees had in Seattle that was behind home plate, and I forgot who it was. The batter challenged. He called it a strike, and the batter challenged. And after the challenge, right, when the batter went like this, and it was one of the games the umpire was mic'd up, and he said, it was on national TV, and the umpire said to the batter, "Yeah, you should challenge that one." He knew he missed it, which, you know what, they miss calls. Everybody makes mistakes. But in that instance, the guy missed it. He knew he missed it, and he told the batter that was a good challenge. That's how, whereas CB Buckner getting pissed when he's missing pitches by 3 and 4 inches, that's ridiculous. But I think I'm looking at this as the umpires they're not the pitches that the players are challenging so far in the Yankee games. None of them have been really egregious misses. I think 1.3 inches was one of the biggest ones that the Yankees, the guy missed. But I still stick to what I've been saying for several years.
It's going.
Every pitch. If you want, and you'll never get tossed for that one, because what is the guy going to do? He's going to yell at the cameras? You just got to go to the full-time ABS. get rid of the umpire.
And that's inevitable. And you're
Right.
going to
He's
leave the
there for
guy
fair
back
and
there.
foul and when the machine breaks.
So he'll have an earbud in that he'll hear.
It'll be
Strike,
instantaneous. It won't.
ball,
Ball.
strike,
Like yeah.
ball. That'll be what it is. It'll be
Yeah.
it'll be that quick. And
Exactly.
that's good. So they should be thrilled. I mean, you think the umpires would be happy? They don't have to worry about it anymore.
Right. And I have news for you. If I'm an umpire right now in Major League Baseball and anybody opens their mouth about a ball strike call and the team has a challenge left, I would do exactly what the guy did tonight. You got
Yeah, because the thing is that again, it's you have a mechanism in place to rectify the situation, and then to rectify. Don't chirp.
right.
It bothers me because again it slows the game. It creates sort of an environment. It's already bad enough. They already feel like they're under siege. I mean, you got to feel the umpires don't feel too happy about the way they're being
I don't.
portrayed.
I think there's certain umpires that don't feel too happy, and there's other umpires who are missing calls by fractions of inches. If you're missing a call by fractions of inches, you know what? What are you going to do? Fire me for that? But when you're missing it by 3 and 4 inches, like Buckner and what's the other guy? Lance Diaz, and Easterbrook, who was Easterbrook was the worst umpire ever. Those guys deserve to be let go based on their performance.
Correct.
But with regard to the guys that are missing by fractions of inches, you know what? They missed by fractions of inches. Don't get upset that the machine is overturning you, and don't get upset that the player is challenging you.
So says Mike Miller. I agree. All right. Have a good one.
And good luck in prison.
Stay out of jail.
Good luck in prison.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.